So hello and a very good evening YouTube. How is everyone? I'm sure each one of y'all are doing absolutely fine. The restoration process has been complete for Mr. White, my Honda Highness CB350. I am unable to, organize the videos all together and make a vlog because of shortage of time, you can say. So please pardon me for that. So let's start up with the front shock absorber, which has been painted and it has been done really well. Although I personally feel the powder coat looks far better than the paint, but the condition which it was in my motorcycle, this one is far better. I'm very happy with the output it has come up with. Same goes for the Zana crash guard. This also has been painted black after they scraped off the powder coating, and the top rack into the same shade. Okay, the brake pedal has also been painted. The exhaust, the header pipe, if you could recall, it was in a terrible condition, terrible condition, primarily because of my negligence. Scout-X went in my Duke 390, which I would show you all in some other video, and these are the new horns which replaced the Roots Vibrosonic. Coming to the cockpit, so this is from the CB350 RS, and also the bar ends, they are looking good, isn't it? So the grips and everything are from my bike only, they are stock, they get installed as stock. I have the carbon racing riser installed, which I had with me for a very long time. It was lying with me. If you watched my videos, then you would know. Proper polishing work has also been carried on for the motorcycle, so that it complements the overall job well. The engine remains untouched. Nothing much was required. There is another news, okay guys, that is, I might not keep this motorcycle. Yeah, you heard it right, and this is the second time that I'm telling you all in my vlog that I might not keep this motorcycle. Now why do I say that? I would come to it later in this video only. This is going to be a little bit long video, so please bear with me guys. I have come to vlog and talk with you all after a long time, so I have a lot of things to speak to you all regarding the motorcycle, this motorcycle and the Duke 390, and why I plan to part ways with my Highness soon, not immediately but soon. So let's just pause for a while and let me just prepare for taking the motorcycle outside, since it's a lot of tedious work. As you could see, the door is not sufficient enough for comfortably taking in or taking out of the motorcycle, but I use this space personally when I need to do work alone on my motorcycle, so that I could do it comfortably. Due to that, I am kind of blessed. Thank you God. So so please let me take a pause over here. Let me just take the bike outside, prepare with my motor vlogging setup, and I would meet you on road soon. So welcome to the motor vlog setup guys. Let's roll. After a really long time. So how's the horn guys? And how's this auxiliary light? My only objective for installing this particular Mad Dog Scout instead of Scout-X is that so that I can keep them running all through the night ride without disturbing oncoming traffic, because that's something which bugs me all the time. I mean, I just cannot use something for my own advantage which would cause harm to others, discomfort to others. So this particular handlebar of the RS, along with the carbon racing bar riser, does a good job. It's, you could say, 90% brings it to the stance of the stock handlebar of Highness, but still there is a little bit of difference, and that little bit of difference is all there is. That little bit of difference is enough for you to, enjoy a different stance in a motorcycle. So that's why I did it, and I had it lying in with me since I had bought it a long time back, just to do some R&D with handlebar before even I bought the RM motorcycle handlebar, which was there in the motorcycle previously. This is not chrome, this is matte silver powder coat, you could say. So if you like the sound of these horns, let me just tell you all a little bit more about it. They are from Hella S90. These horns are stock installed in a lot of Maruti cars, and if you want to install them, I think you do not need a relay for it. I had the relay installed in the motorcycle for the Roots Vibrosonic, so I didn't bother to take it off. I just had replaced the horn and the position of the horn to look better and install it. But I personally think you do not need a relay for this horn, because if it's a Highness, you already have 2 terminals available at your disposal for the 2 horns that Highness comes with, so you could just plug them in. But in case of RS, you might need to install. Installing a relay could be a mandate thing. So why do I want to part ways with my Highness? I have been riding the Duke 390 for 3-4 months. I had clocked around just a little above 5,000 kilometers on it. A review is due on it, by the way. So now that's a very powerful motorcycle when compared to this one. Power to me is not always as per the spec sheet. It's a much more complicated thing. How the power is delivered, what is the weight of the motorcycle, and the chassis of the motorcycle, how it is designed. A lot of factors are there when you switch a motorcycle from one motorcycle to another motorcycle. You need to adapt to the new changes of your motorcycle first, and then start riding it to its potential. Now that's basic, right? We all know that. So to switch between that motorcycle and this motorcycle, I have no problem. If the roads are like this, I have no problem. It's okay. The problem arises when I try to maneuver the motorcycle between traffic, or I need a certain brake. A situation arises where you need to do hard braking and all such stuff. So those situations, the behavior of the motorcycle, both this motorcycle, the Highness and the Duke 390, is day and night. The difference in the behavior of the Duke 390 and the Highness, when in certain situations you need to hard brake, that particular difference is day and night. Now to adapt to one of the settings, one of the bike is like anybody can do so, but to ride the motorcycle back to back and getting adapted to both the things together is not impossible, but is risky. Risk is a big factor over here. Maneuvers, the moves, like you see these moves we make while riding a motorcycle, not always out of our mood, but sometimes out of sheer requirement, sheer need of the situation. To get out of a situation, we need to make some crazy moves at times. Those moves, that particular bike, the Duke 390 is exceptionally capable of. It helps the rider to a very big extent. Now that happens when you upgrade your motorcycle. That has a much more sophisticated chassis system, sophisticated braking system, better brakes. Asshole. Anyway, so now when I come back to this one, I'm not saying this is bad, don't get me wrong, just that this has been designed differently. this design does not demand such sophisticated stuff in a motorcycle. And it is the simplicity that we enjoy in this motorcycle, right, in the very first place. Now to adapt to that, change back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now see, I'm a human being. I have a human brain just like anybody else, and it can only adapt to one of the changes. If you just ride back and forth both the motorcycles, then it'll be difficult for the brain. It might get tricked. Well, not in the normal riding situations, but when some tricky situation arises where you need to escape from a particular incident which might occur with the help of the brake or with the help of your maneuvering skills and the maneuvering skills capability of the motorcycle, at that point of time your brain might get tricked. Get my point, guys? As a rider, every rider wants to upgrade to better motorcycles, better machines. But generally what people do, they stick to a particular genre, right? So if I'm riding this motorcycle, if I would have upgraded from this to an Interceptor 650, which also was in my list, then this problem would have not been there. Because both this one and the Interceptor 650, yeah, power difference is definitely there, but that's not a problem. The problem is the other hardwares which are there. That makes, as I said, day and night difference. So if it would have been an Interceptor, then I believe this issue which I'm facing would have not been there. And when it comes to power also, like you see, like I take this turn and I twist this throttle, this bike moves. It does, it definitely does. It's not slow. But the Duke, it goes like a fucking rocket, man. No, I'm not boasting about it. Everybody in the world knows what a Duke is. I am trying to explain to you all the differences, and that too for a reason, right? So that is also another feeling which is there at the back of your mind, that while in a situation your mind gets adapted to that particular thing, that I'm going to take that turn, I'm going to just twist the throttle till that much which is needed, which would be different in both the bikes, and not different by a margin. It's a huge difference, right? So that difference also, at times could, put you in a bad situation or a fatal situation, I must say, because I have felt it myself, guys. I've felt it myself, and I have you won't believe, to make this particular video, the work for this motorcycle, the restoration work for this motorcycle had been completed nearly 15 to 20 days back, or maybe more. But first of all, I was not getting time to properly make a video to present to you all, and secondly, I started riding this motorcycle 2-3 days back just to get a hang of it, so that I could make a motor vlog. Because you see, when I motor vlog, a part of my mind goes into what I'm saying, what I am recording. So and the rest of it obviously is in the riding. So I didn't wanted anything to go wrong, right? Because safety first. So that's why I took 2 days to ride the motorcycle, get back to this thing, I mean all the changes in the motorcycle, and then when I am confident, I'm going to I can afford to put a part of my mind in the vlogging, and the rest stays in the riding. So, and deliberately during these 2 days I didn't ride the Duke at all. As of now, I do not plan to sell it, but of course it's going to be sold. The next whenever I plan to buy a motorcycle. Whoa, what was that? Whenever I plan to buy another motorcycle, then I'm going to start finding a good buyer for this one. Now, as I'm talking to you all regarding selling this one also, I'm feeling bad, feeling sad, But that's how life is, guys. You got to upgrade, and we cannot just keep on adding motorcycle to our garages without selling the old one, right? It's not about only the buying price. It's also about maintaining a motorcycle. I By now you all might have understood that I am such a guy that if I am keeping a motorcycle, I'm going to maintain it just like I maintain a new one. A DRL. It has got a separate unit as a DRL, so one of them broke away. I feel that this one was the whatever. It's a chimney, I believe. I don't know, man. What car is that? I mean, possible that do you know why I'm grinning? No, I don't do that in my Duke 390. Neither do I plan to, nor do I like. What I do with it, you'll get to know soon. As I said, guys, with time, as I grew up, my taste also changed. So I might never buy a superbike. To me, a superbike is an inline 4. If your motorcycle is not an inline 4, it's not a superbike. Now that's my version, guys. Don't quote me for that. If you like calling your Ninja 300 a superbike, go ahead. Cool. I'll agree with you. But that's not my view. My view of a superbike is, first and foremost, it has to be an inline 4. If you have a parallel twin that costs a bomb, maybe 20, 30, still it's not a superbike to me. There are scooters being sold costing 12 lakhs. So cost does not denote it. There are different parameters. So I might never buy a superbike staying in India. And it's not about the speed, it's not about I won't be able to handle it, it's not about the risk involved. It's just about, value for money. Okay. Now these superbikes are not that costly when you go to their mother country, I mean, where it is born, basically. So, and another thing to point out over here is that when you buy something, it's not only about the buying cost, it's about the maintenance as well. You got to maintain it, and the parts, my goodness, parts, the maintenance, the service, they are like, I mean, 90% of the cost I don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't want to name them, I don't want to categorize them, but if you research, you will understand. I mean, you will get to know that most of the price of those things, the price tag is not justified. Is just not justified. I feel that I might never buy a superbike, at least if I am staying in India. Don't think that I have plans of going abroad. No. I just don't find it logical. Yeah, the feel, no motorcycle in the world could give you the feel of an inline 4 if it is not an inline 4. I agree to that, and that is never going to change. So maybe sometimes for that feel, I'll buy a second-hand one, ride it for 6 months, just give it away. But owning it and maintaining it, spending hard-earned fortune on it, first of all, I'm not that rich, and secondly, I don't find it to be justified. Maybe someday, if by God's grace I become that rich, I'll buy 4-5 of them. Until then, please take good care of yourself, guys. Enjoy life to the core. Work hard for a better tomorrow. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. CCD calling. Let's see the time. Oh, forgot to adjust the bike time. It's already 10, man. Let's see if the money.